This is quite an interesting place. It's this little completely protected bay. It's like a little indent in the island here, and it's got this sand spit out here that blocks the sea, blocks the ocean behind you. There's just a little entrance right back there, behind me there, to get in here. And when I got here, there must have been 20 little outrigger canoes just drifting around in this bay, fishing. And they saw me come in, and they all just swarmed. I had 5 or 6 of them hanging off the boat right when I got here. One lady spoke a little bit of English, and she told me that they come every day. I said, "Do you come here every day?" She says, "Every day." And they come and they fish here in this little teeny bay. And there's a village at the end up there, behind me there. I'm almost positive that they just come here to fish. It's subsistence. They come here and they get, dinner or their lunch or whatever every day. They just paddle around in their little canoes and fish. And then at night go home. At first I thought, well, I can't stay here. This is just too... I can't stay here if they're just going to come swarm the boat all day. But they've left now, and they're all off doing their thing. And I'll stay tomorrow and see what happens. But because I do have things to do. I have a project on the boat I need to take care of. So what a curious spot this is. One of the reasons I stopped at this little bay was to take care of a boat project that I had. And then another one appeared this morning. I was getting a beep from my Raymarine instruments on the deck in the cockpit, and it turned out that I wasn't getting any power to my auto helm control head. So I've had to take apart the aft cabin to reach up in the back, to the back of it to release it from the cockpit, so I can clean the contacts. So here's what it is in the aft cabin. I have to pull this headliner down from about 1,000 screws. Actually, there's only about 20. Seems like 1,000. In order to reach up here behind the control head, which is up here. You can see it back up in there, right up in there. I have to release it from there and then clean the contacts out in the cockpit, and then put it all back together again. So that's one project I'm working on right now. The other one is this. This is my bow roller. And you can see it's in 2 pieces. I actually made that roller. And I'm going to have to make another one. And the way I do that is, this is a piece of solid mahogany. I think it used to be a lee board in the boat. You put it on the side of your bed so you don't fall out when you're underway. What I do is I cut 4 round discs out of that mahogany. Those are 2-inch round circles, because that's the hole saw I have. And then I need to cut out of those discs. I cut another hole. I have a 1-inch hole saw, so I cut a hole in the center of them. Then I'll take all 4 of those discs and epoxy them together, and then grind a groove down the center of those 4 discs to create a bow roller. So what I've done now is I've taken the pin and I've wrapped it in plastic so it doesn't get epoxied in there. And I put some spacers around it so it holds it into the center of the hole. And now I'm going to fill that gap with thickened epoxy. So it's set up, and the inside diameter now is the same size as the pin that goes through. It may look like crap. Look. And now what I need to do is grind a groove in there for the chain to feed through. So that's what I'm going to do now. I finished the bow roller. Here's the final product. The groove is not as deep as I would have liked it, but that's okay. It's going to work. It's going to work for a short time before it gets destroyed anyway. I'm on my way now, leaving Potu Padu to a place called Gili Lawang, which is an island about 30 miles away.